Welcome to a new episode of our weekly series COVID-19 Science in Context. I'm Sabine and joining me today is Professor Stephen Riley. This week the UK reached over 4.2 million confirmed cases and 22.5 million adults received the first dose of their vaccine. Stephen, you and your team analysed the real-time assessment of community transmission or REACT studies. With schools opening across the UK this week, how do you monitor the impact of this on infection rates?
So the way the REACT study works is each round we randomly send a letter and we ask them if they'll accept a swab themselves to see if they've got the virus and fill out a questionnaire. And we send that to people regardless of their kind of age or location or even their symptom status. And what that lets us do, we can estimate the proportion of people who are positive at one time point during one round and then again in the next time point. So with the last round having happened just before schools opened and the next round a week or so after schools have opened, we should get a good read of whether that's had any impact or what impact that's had.
And then the case numbers have been declining. The last REACT study showed a slowing of this decline. With schools opening and the vaccine rollout, on the other hand, further progressing, what do you expect to happen?
That's right. The vaccine rollout, which is going incredibly well with very high levels of uptake, we would expect that to push infections down. But then the increased social mixing from schools opening and any kind of, the whole population probably will relax a little bit. That would push infections up. So they're going against each other. The protection from the vaccine isn't really down into the age groups that are driving transmission yet. So I would expect infections to slow down even more or perhaps go to a plateau or maybe even increase. I would expect the next round to have a similar readout to the last round.
And what would that mean for the rollout of the government's roadmap out of lockdown?
A plateau or a small rise wouldn't have any direct impact. If there was some unusual or unexpected jump in infections, then that might have some significance, but that's certainly not what I expect. But again, that's why we do the studies, because it's difficult to know how these things will work out.
Thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.